Hello, and thank you for trusting me to read for you. Today I'm going to be reading the Higher Self in-depth reading. So we're going to be using 4 decks. We have different questions that are going to be answered. So I'm just kind of shuffling them on camera because I always feel like when you're getting a video reading, it's kind of fun to see the whole experience. So I have already shuffled them, but I just like to do it again. And also, I like to just kind of give you some information. When I read on my YouTube channel, the camera that I use, it zooms in. And so this is what I use to pull clarifiers. If one of your spirit guides or whatever energy is moving the camera wants you to have some more information, then I'll pull another card. So we're going to start out with love message from your higher self. And then we have a second love message from your higher self. Then we have a love message from the universe. This one's calling to me. I think it's kind of cool that you can see my shadow with the cards. I didn't set that up that way, but I think it's neat. And then we have focus on this energy. And then we have release, focus on releasing this energy. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. A love message that's coming in from your higher self is showing as the Page of Swords. The energy of the Page of Swords is about truth-telling. It's a message that the universe is letting you know, or excuse me, your higher self is letting you know that there is some truth that's going to be coming out for you. This is truth, I feel, that is going to match up with truth that you already know. So this isn't going to be something where you're really going to be like surprised by some of the things that you hear, because your guides are letting you know that they've already been telling you some of these things. This is kind of just like confirmation of what you already know while you're learning to trust your intuition. Card number 2, a love message from your higher self, is the Chariot. So I really feel that you have been making some changes, and it's going to be fast. Things are going to move really fast for you. So when you think of a chariot, I always think of like chariot races where they're like super fast and they're just moving forward and you're going to new places. And I really feel that that is a love message from your higher self, because there's some pride in that, you know, when you're thinking about how you've accelerated some of your learning, you've accelerated some of the energetic things that needed to happen in your life, and your spirit, or your higher self, is letting you know, hey, we're right on track. This is where we're supposed to go. This is the path. This is the way. Walk ye in it. It is something that is very clear, and you know this in your heart and in your gut. So then this is a love message from the universe. This is showing as the energy of the reverse Queen of Swords. So the reverse Queen of Swords is about a lack of compassion. And I feel what's happening is that you have actually a lack of compassion for yourself. I feel that some of the things that you have like endured during your life, you're almost like beating yourself up for them. And I feel that the universe wants you to know, hey, this is something that needed to happen. Those trials and tribulations that you went through when you were like growing up, or when you were going through college, or, you know, whatever things that you went through during that time frame, they were there for a reason. And part of that reason is that you were supposed to learn and grow from it. But what's kind of happening is you're looking back at some of those experiences and you're really like questioning yourself. You're basically just like being upset with yourself. Like, oh my gosh, if I wouldn't have made this choice, then this wouldn't have happened. If I wouldn't have done that, then this wouldn't have happened. And you're like second guessing everything. And the universe wants you to know that you need to have a little compassion for yourself. The choices that you made were literally the choices that were the best with the information and the knowledge that you had at that time. So now you have learned more on your path, and you may choose a different choice or a different direction now. But at the time, that was the 100% best choice that you could have made because it was all that you knew how to do. And so when you're looking at these situations and these choices that you made and you're saying, wow, if I would have done this, I would have been in this field now, or I would have been having this much money now. You need to have some compassion on yourself for the things that you chose to do because they were the things that made you happy in that moment. So what happens is when you start looking back at the choices that you made and you start second guessing yourself, then you almost become paralyzed because you were trusting yourself when you made those choices. You were trusting that those were the choices that would make you the happiest. You were trusting that that was the choice that you wanted to do. Sometimes we make a choice that is to make someone else happy. And I feel that some of the choices that you're not feeling very compassionate towards yourself about are choices that you made to please other people. And you didn't really realize at the time you were doing it, but now that you know, you haven't really forgiven yourself yet. And that's a huge piece of being able to move forward. So then focus on this energy, sixth chakra, Archangel Metatron. First of all, Archangel Metatron is my absolute favorite archangel, and you should totally research information about Archangel Metatron. But your sixth chakra is your third eye, and your third eye is what you look through to view the spiritual world. So you use your physical eyes to view the physical, and your spiritual eyes, which is your third eye, which is right in the middle of your forehead. When my third eye opened, I was standing in the, looking in the mirror, and I could actually see it. So do some guided meditations for opening your sixth chakra or your third eye. I really feel that that's going to be huge for you. Also, there's a lady on YouTube. Her name is Ross Place, and she works with archangels. And I feel that you have a very, very strong connection to the archangels. And I feel that they really want to work with you with things that you are being shown, things that you're learning. And you already actually are working with several archangels, but you need to go even more in depth because you have a huge connection with them. You're probably the first person I have read for that has had this much angelic connection. So the next one says, focus on releasing this energy. Wow, we got another archangel. Archangel Uriel with the seventh chakra, which is your crown chakra. So when I see that it's saying to release the energy of the crown chakra, what I really feel is that it's time for you to start trusting. Stop doubting yourself. Stop doubting the messages that you're getting. Stop doubting the intuition that you're getting. Don't let other people say that your intuition is incorrect, because for you, it is correct. So that means that the choices that you need to make, the decisions in life, the directions you're going, you have to trust this. You have to open this up and release all this energy so that you can connect. On my website, phoenixmagicadventures.com, there's another guided meditation on there called 12th Dimensional Shielding. And in that, she works with you to go through each one of your chakras and cleanse them and balance them. So let's do a bonus card because the camera zoomed in on the seventh chakra. So what else do they need to know about releasing? What else do we need to release? Okay, so this flipped over as releasing the 10 of Cups. So when I'm thinking of releasing for your reading in particular, I'm thinking like, release the hounds, release the balloons, let it go. Here we are. It's a celebration. It's amazing. And I feel like when you actually start trusting your intuition and you really start listening to your higher self and your spirit guides, you're going to find all those cups of happiness that you've been looking for. And for a long time, it has really felt like they've eluded you or they didn't exist. And they do. They're right here, right in front of you. And I feel that Archangel Uriel wants to help you find this because the 10 of Cups energy is about like marriage and love and support. And I feel that you feel that you're lacking some of this. And Archangel Uriel wants to help you get in connection with the energy or the vibe that will match up to what you want to be involved in. All right, so that was the first 5. I'm going to set these aside because if we were laying them all out, I wouldn't be using those same cards again. So, you know what I mean? Like they would only be in that first part. So then question number 6 says, clues I'm missing. So clues that you are missing. Now, I do apologize. I did not realize that the window was open, and it sounds like there may be some type of catastrophe. I hope that everyone is okay, but I also need to get my yes or no cards. Sorry about that. Usually I try to be very prepared, but I missed this one. So we'll just have a moment while I shuffle, and we'll send those people some good energy. Okay, so then this card is, am I following the signs? Then for the next card, ways to grow closer to your higher self. And then we just have 2 more tarot cards that are just further insight. So then clues that you are missing. This is showing as the reverse 5 of Cups. The energy of the reverse 5 of Cups is about forgiveness. And I feel that that goes back to that compassion card where you're not really or haven't started working on forgiving yourself. It's a difficult thing to kind of start out with because it feels like, how can I be having a separate part of myself? You know, like, how do I forgive myself? It's a little bit elusive at the beginning. You're okay. You're okay. And I feel that what is a really big piece for you in this is the idea that you did the best that you could. I keep coming back to that. Like, that's what I keep hearing. You did the best you could. You did the best you could. I feel like you're really beating yourself up. And you really need to find some of that forgiveness for yourself. And it does feel hard at the beginning but then you kind of start realizing that humans are like layer cakes. Like, there's the layer of you that wants to think about romance. There's the layer of you that wants to think about working. There's the layer of you that likes a person, but then there's the other part of you that doesn't. Like, as a human, you're multifaceted. Like, there's different angles to you all around. So, when you were experiencing some of these experiences, there's parts of you that made choices, and all of you didn't really feel in agreement. And that's where, like, one part of you was just out of whack. And this part really got hurt because it was, like, not in formation with everything else. So compassion for yourself is where it's at. I keep feeling that over and over again. So then the next card says, am I following the signs? And it says, yes, dreams come true. So you are doing a fabulous job with connecting to your higher self. You really are. It's difficult at the beginning because until you make that actual choice to start connecting with yourself and your higher self, it's almost like being in an abusive relationship where you haven't gone to counseling yet and you're still kind of like beating yourself up and being mean. And I feel like some of that shift and being more compassionate and loving and kind to yourself is really going to change things for you. So then the next one says ways to grow closer. And this is showing as the Fool. So the Fool is about a beginning of a journey. So in tarot, we have the Major Arcana, and the Major Arcana is like the path to the complete transformation in a person's life. So the way that you can grow closer to your higher self, which is you. So the way I kind of like to explain the higher self is if you're playing a game of The Sims, and at the beginning, you're the person who's picking like what the hair color looks like and what the personality is like and what the goals are. That is what the higher self is. And then when you get to Earth, you're here playing out, and you have really high free will, so you don't always do what the higher self wants you to do. And that's where this is kind of coming in. Some of those choices that you made that you're kind of upset with yourself about, those were made without consulting your higher self. And that's what you need to look for forgiveness for. I feel like forgiveness is not necessarily the word that's making sense for you. So let me feel this for a second. Because I feel like this not resentment, but this like resistance to saying forgiveness. Like, I didn't do anything wrong. Why do I have to forgive anything? It's more like, let bygones be bygones, bury the hatchet, move on. Like, there's some things that you just need to like get over for yourself and just be like, yes, that was the choice I made. That was the thing I did. It was the thing I knew to do in the moment. And honest to goodness, if you were back in that exact same moment, you would do the same thing because you used your current information and knowledge to make that choice. So you can't be in this moment now knowing what you know and looking back and being upset at this person. That's what you need to transform. Or, wow, there's a really specific word that you need because forgiveness is just not doing it for you. Reconcile. You need to reconcile. Reconciliation, kind of like that's the goal of therapy, is to come together and say, okay, I would have done this differently. We're all talking through it. We're all accepting. Now we are in reconciliation. That's what you need. Because I feel like there's like this resistance to forgiveness because forgiveness feels like I have wronged someone and then I'm telling you, you didn't do anything wrong. So now your energy was absolutely right. You need to be in reconciliation, in synchronization, in harmony. Right now there's a lack of harmony between you and your higher self because of some of the choices that you made. The higher self and you were not in agreement. And that's what causes us pain as humans. Okay, cool. I feel like that made sense. Okay, so then card number 9, which is just some insight from your higher self, is showing as the Knight of Pentacles upright. The Knight of Pentacles energy is about hard work and patience. It's also about a job offer, which I really feel that it has to do with spirituality. I feel that the archangels that are around you really want you to get a hold of these things so that you can teach other people, show other people. And I feel that you are a healer. So a healer is not someone who necessarily heals other people. A healer is someone who heals themselves and then other people learn by the example. So some people don't ever go through their healing and that's okay. That's on them. They have free will. But you have decided to go through your healing. And that's a huge thing because your higher self wants you to know that you're being called to something really big with this experience. So then more tarot insight is showing as the Lover's card. And the Lover's card, when it is upright, is really about a partnership. It's about a balance. And I really feel that this is what your higher self wants with you. So this is not like a romantic energy. This is a balanced partnership between you and your higher self. Oh my gosh. So imagine that someone could fly above you with a drone and they could see all of the traffic accidents. They could see if the bridge was out. They could see if you should turn this way. That's what your higher self can do. So you have to find that harmony, that balance of your free will and then what your intuition says. And I'll tell you what, once you start getting in that balance, that's when things just everything is, it just works. And you still have hard things that happen in your life. You still have rain. You know what I mean? It's not like you can stand in the middle of a place and say, oh, well, I know it's raining everywhere else, but I don't want it to rain on me. It's going to rain everywhere for everybody, but you could follow your intuition and bring an umbrella. That's what intuition does for us. Intuition before 2020, I kept thinking to myself, you know, I should really have a stockpile. I should really buy extra toilet paper. And I didn't do it. And I had missed my chance. I missed my opportunity for that experience. Now, I guarantee you I have a healthy, fair supply now. But that's what intuition does for us. And sometimes our intuitive feelings, we only get one chance to do it. You only got one chance to invest in Facebook. our opportunities can pass us by. And we can learn from them. We can invest in another huge thing or, buy another experience. But my point is, the more you follow your intuition, the more the partnership, the more you will align into getting just everything that you want on every level, not just your physical or your soul level, every level. All right, so then let's go ahead and we will do the bonus cards. So what I did was, this is the Chakra Affirmations deck. This is one of the decks that I just developed, and I'm going to pull two of these cards. Actually, no, I'm sorry, three of these cards. We're going a little bit over. I hope that's okay. Three of these cards, because I feel that one of the ways that you're going to kind of like balance with your higher self is by balancing your chakras, because that's how our energy gets to us. And then this deck is the Oracles of the Inner Child. And I'm just going to pull two of those that I feel like that's going to connect you on both sides. So it's like your higher self and then your inner child. I feel that those are both two important components, because it's basically like, here's our higher self or our like future self, here's our inner child or our past self, and then you are the one getting the reading in the present. So this first one is for did you see that? I'm so sorry. That just really caught me. It's funny because forgiveness was the word that I felt a lot of resistance to. So this says, I forgive myself. I forgive any past sexual transgression. So basically, this is where if people have like done something against you sexually, or maybe have not honored your body, or maybe you have just had someone in your life where your physicality was not honored. And I feel that that is something that needs to be addressed, as we're seeing in the cards. So this is your Sacral Chakra, is one of the ones that you're going to want to work on. This one is your third eye, which is so cool because that was in there as well. Openness. I am open to vision. And then the third one, which is the Throat Chakra. Positivity. My creation helps others. This is so cool. I'm so glad you got to see me shuffle, because these are the things that are being confirmed to you. Because we have forgiveness, openness, and positivity, which it is your third eye, which the other cards were talking about, and then your throat chakra, which is what I was talking about, where your creation is going to help others. This healing that you've done through these hard things, other people are going to heal from it as well. So then your inner child says, let it go, let it go, let it go, which is kind of what we were talking about before, when it's like the reconciliation, instead of forgiveness. And then the other one says, take time to sit still. And I feel like during that time when you're sitting still, that's really going to be a time of like a meditative state. Now, if you haven't meditated, there is an app that's called Calm, and it's also a free app. And it helps. They have a 7-day free like introduction to meditation. It changed my life. Totally listen to it if meditation is something that you are feeling that you need to do. All right. Well, thank you for trusting me to read for you. It was really fun. I love your energy, and I look forward to reading for you again.